Joining us, we have retired Senior Superintendent of Central Division, Mr. Johnny Abraham. A pleasant good evening to you, sir, and welcome to The Observer right here on Guile TV. Good evening.
Good afternoon, good night, to all, afternoon to all the viewers, listeners, and people looking at social media and so on. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much. At the recently concluded anti-crime talks in La Jolla on Monday, you made it quite clear, stating that the police service is ineffective at crime fighting and being unable to lead those under them. Now, that in itself has come into a lot of criticism, where people saying that that can affect the morale of the police service. But you being a veteran crime fighter and you saying that so openly, please expand and tell us why.
Well, that statement doesn't only bring down the morale of the police officers. The morale of the police officers are already down. And it probably get worse now. Because remember, I have a lot of officers who just communicate with me. You understand? And when I said the police incompetent, I am saying is that they have, to me, they have no proper leadership where crime fighting is concerned. Now, everybody will jump on the case and saying, I jealous the commissioner of police because of the rank she have and tell a lot about qualifications and so on. That had nothing to do with me. Because when I was working in charge of homicide in certain area, I give 2 officers, constable, that is, time off to go and study. And the both of them, to me now, make me feel proud because the both of them got their law degree. And they came back to work from classes and they continue working. So if I was envious about people who want to be studious, I would not give them time off to go and study because I have the only authority, because I didn't want them to apply to go and study because probably they may not have been granted the time off. So I used to fluctuate the working hours for them in order to facilitate them. No, I have no problem with people who want to study, but I am state. The Police Service Commission, they keep enhancing the qualification, but people must have this degree and that degree in administration and all kind of things. But there it is, people on the outside don't know the amount of blunders that have been made in the police service right now. For example, officers keep calling me because nobody don't want to speak out. Nobody in China don't want to speak out. They want to give people sugar coating. Sugar coating. You're sour inside, but they want to make you look sweet on the outside. So people feel that I envious or I jealous or I singing fast up, and that is far from that. When I joined the police service in 1977, when I went by that gate that fateful morning, I went there to make the police service my career. And one of the things they taught you is to protect the citizens of the country, to detect crime and other infraction of the law, which I am hardly seeing going on right now. You understand? Everybody pampering everybody.
And I understand your point, Mr. Abraham. I mean, when you talk about the fact that the seniors are not motivated, and I want to say hats off to you for allowing those junior officers to get that time to go and study, because only then that whatever they've learned, they can bring back their expertise and serve the people of Trinidad and Tobago in a better capacity. So I want to say hats off to you.
That is exactly what the officers do now. And soon enough, they will be elevated to higher rank.
Yeah, but the majority of them, of course, who have been suppressing the juniors in rank, have gone on to take full advantage of whatever perks and benefits. When they go on pre-retirement leave, it's only to return and simply come and go and work for a private security firm. And we've seen this happening time and time again.
Well, I'm glad you brought up that. Brought up that. I never asked for 10 days. I never asked for 5 days. I took my retirement gracefully. And if people in this country want to be fair and honest, some people will criticize me. Plenty people will criticize me because they don't like my silence. But you know what it is to be a parent and you lie down in your home, your loving home with your children, and 4 of them get murdered in front of you. You could already live with that. I want people to be honest and tell me that everybody's saying all sorts of things. Last year, we had 575 homicides. The year before that, we had 605. And they break all the records in us. So Tobago had the most homicides in history. Trinidad had the most homicide in history and the second most homicide. So that's another record. They're breaking a record, and I am Trinidad and Tobago, right now, with the use of firearms, people escaping in a getaway car. These cars not disappearing in the city. So when I keep telling people that I had a strategy in Central Trinidad, I still locked down Central Trinidad with 4 or 5 vehicles. I didn't want more than that. And I put in one by St. Helena Junction, one by the roundabout in Carney. Well, now they open new link road by the airport. We'd have to put one there. One by the fish market in Claxton, one on the highway. So what we did, we locked down the whole of south and southwestern. We locked down the whole of north, northeastern and eastern. And then we have the unit from East Station Division, East Station and Central Division, patrolling to meet those vehicles that doing static. So we had people on the interior, and we had on the exit, the entrance and exit points. So that is why I tell people don't come Central because you may not come out. I didn't mean I'm gonna murder you or anything, but I said tell them when they come Central, if the police, if they get away, they can't tangle. If the police hold them and they confront my officers, whatever the consequences, that will happen. This morning somebody said the PCA should investigate all them whole thing, probably what I was involved in or what. But those things was above board, and I have nothing to fear.
And let me ask you this, Mr. Abraham. It's very, very important here, of course. When you got to the barracks, as we call it here, the academy in 1977 as a young man, what was the priority for you? Was it to get involved with a group, with a clique, to be misled, to become a rogue officer? Because I know that when people turn up to serve, some people in the back of their minds might say, listen, this is a secure job, the economy is affected, I just want something to do. But those people who give their life, these men and women who put their lives on the line on a daily basis, I don't think that these men and women turn up there to one day be called a rogue officer or a corrupt officer or to go against the wishes of the seniors or the people that they're supposed to serve. How does that happen? And how do you weed that out?
Well, okay, let me tell you the next thing. When I growing up in the ranks, I never had no time to socialize in the police service, meaning I had my friends on the outside, like police officers who work in my division. I would socialize with them and so on. But when they're having like the cocktail for independence and so on, when I was growing up in the ranks, I never put on no white jacket and go and knock glass to somebody because I didn't have time for that. I had time to be on the field with my officers when them celebrating independence and all different sort of things they have been concerned. And I never started saying those things. It's not because I don't like the police service or I don't like the person who organize it, but I wanted to be on the ground with my men at all times. And if people in each police officer really and talk to contract their mind, they could call into the radio station and say, well, yes, I work with Mr. Abraham, this, that, the other. No, you know what's hurting me bad in this country? Every time I drive in my vehicle or go anywhere, everybody stops in my boss. What's going on? Why you don't come back and tell listen to me? I retire. That's for the other officers to do. No, these things that bother me so bad to know that when you put out 150% out of 151, you want to see the thing continue. I'm not criticizing the police service because that is all I know as a police in my life. That's the only job I know in my life. I am criticizing now the way the thing is being handled. No, you have a commissioner of police. You have a deputy commissioner of crime. You have a deputy commissioner admin branch. You have an assistant commissioner of crime. Where are the initiatives? These officers must get up in the morning when they look. For example, after that 3 homicide in Mova, one in Laramie, they must get up and say, hey, you know what happened? This thing is really out of hand. Let's get this thing on the ground. So why they don't lock down all the divisions, the same thing I used to do in Central? Why they don't do it?
Yeah, but and that's something we say, perhaps they're not motivated. I shouldn't say perhaps, but basically they're not motivated. And one of the key things you also spoke about is the involvement of divisional leaders. One would think that when you get up in the morning and you head out there, you have a purpose, you have a sense of understanding what you want to achieve. You simply cannot just sit there, enjoy the perks, get the rank, take all the benefits with it, and don't answer to the people as to why your division is not being managed when it comes to crime, the amount of homicides, the amount of home invasions. Why is it that these divisional leaders are not being held accountable?
Well, in my days, I used to have to report to the commissioner of police, and we had a weekly meeting and so on, and we will tell them what we achieved for the last 2 weeks and what we're going to do. No, one of the other things I used to do, I used to have roadblocks in Central Trinidad every day. Nothing to inconvenience the people. Nothing to say I'm going to give us $5 million in tickets or anything like that. We didn't have time for that. We're looking for criminals and Yemen. Grand Couva and Brasso will do a roadblock on a Monday. Freeport will do it on a Tuesday. Couva will do it on a Wednesday. Chogonas will do it on a Thursday. Kunuke and Chani will do it on a Friday. Las Plumas and Lona will do it on a Saturday. And we rotate that every week, every day. So people see the presence of the police in Central all the time. You understand? And then people want to criticize me now and say that I envy the commissioner. That has nothing to do with more envy and so on. I am speaking as a human being, as a citizen living in Trinidad and Tobago. Forget about the ex-police or anything. I am speaking as a citizen in Trinidad and Tobago, sitting on the sideline and watching the place riddled with crime, criminality, people doing this thing. And listen what these criminals do. They're using psychology on the police officers, battalion. When you go on a homicide now, I'm with a shooting. It's 45 rounds at 7.62. 60 rounds at .56 ammunition, 90 rounds at 9 millimeters. So, all right. So, when they do that, and police are reported about shooting, you feel some of them already have any enthusiastic to run out there to start to intercept data? Because look at the power these officers have, these criminals have. That is one thing. Two, the people who observe or notice or could identify the suspects in this shooting did not come forward because of the fear that these criminals put on that crime scene.
Mr. Abraham, we've 17, today's the 17th of January of a brand new year. We have 29 recorded murders so far. So basically we've had more murders than days of the year. And this is how we seem to have been started for quite some time. Where do we go from here?
Well, listen, and you see people saying that I made it, I want to just clarify one thing too. People saying that I made a statement on a UNC platform. If I had gone to the TNM and said that, and if I had gone to a conference, a news conference on my own, would people have criticized me the way they're doing it now? I want to. When you look at what we're really going on in this country, I am saying is an easy thing to curtail the crime if you can't stop it. Curtail the crime if you can't stop it. Right? And by curtailing it, you will bring down the homicide rate, and you might solve more because you have more time now. Look, let me tell you honestly. Police officers are working homicide. If they want to come out and talk, they can come out and talk to them. Each officer in every division who works in homicide branch must be investigated at least 40 to 50 homicides. Them could already be successful in those investigations.
Yeah, but let me ask you something, Mr. Abraham, and I know the listening public wants to know this. In your time of serving, did you lie to any of your junior officers as far as going out there and getting the job done?
Did I lie to them?
Yeah, was lying a normal thing?
When I give instructions to do something, I stick to my word. Like somebody commented and asked if I want to retract what I said. I said, no, I stand with what I say. I don't have to retract nothing. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to be careful. Let me tell you something. When officers work with me, they used to be so motivated that they want to work. They just want to work. They just want to work. You understand? Sometimes we start to work from 5 o'clock in the morning if we have exercise or whatever. And these officers don't want to go on 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the night, sit down and brag in the station and so on. If something happens, we go on again. That's the kind of motivation these officers have.
And the reason why I ask that, Mr. Abraham, is understand something here. You're very passionate about this. I mean, even the people who are weighing in with their negative comments and saying you had no business being on that platform, you had no business making these statements, they say you're compassionate, you love crime fighting. But we were told, as citizens of this country, you being one of the citizens, of course, that the head of the National Security Council, which is the Prime Minister, which is a fact, that he sent someone to Fairfax County in Virginia, in the United States. They have the similar problems that we have here. They have the same size population. And Mr. Hines, Fitzgerald Hines, was sent there to learn from these officers. We heard nothing about that after. Mr. Hines never confirmed it. So one has to ask, when you are leading a squad, When you are leading people, when people put their trust in you, they must believe that what you are saying and coming out of your mouth is truthful when you're dealing with protecting the lives of citizens. Agree or disagree?
Well, listen to me, and this is the next point I want to raise, because people sitting down on the outside, and I don't know if they have to bank with UNC or P&M or any, that's not my concern. I'm not in a politics thing. I got the opportunity to speak about crime because I went there, I went there, and I was in the audience, and I made a contribution. Just as I was doing any other consultation they happened, because all the time I sit quiet, they asked me why I raised it in the UNC meeting. And here the simple thing, and I want people to understand what I'm saying here, because they will call tomorrow, please God, on 95.5 PNM, FM, and criticize me, but I don't really care about it, because before I make that move to go on that platform and speak about crime and criminality in Trinidad and Tobago and the leadership, I had 2 meetings with Mr. Hines together with a set of senior officers who retired in Piaco in the own administration building. I think we went there twice and had consultation with him concerning the state of crime in this country and what they should do to reduce the crime. And all they heard was fancy talk and no action. So, when I raise it now, everybody in our awe. But if they had known about that meeting, they would not have been saying what they said. It's not to say that I didn't want to contribute to reduce crime in this country, but I never asked for attendance or anything. They didn't offer me, I didn't ask them. And you know why? Because they must realize, look, Abraham is not a yes, not Abraham, don't come to nothing we have, no clique. So they push me one side, but it's okay, because look what they do. They bring back a set of retired officers and give them contracts. And if you ask some of them to give the oath, to give evidence in court, they can't do it.
Let me ask you.
They never function as serving members.
Yeah.
When they was there, fighting crime and keeping on criminality. But they give them contract to come back to do what? To clamor all about and just draw a salary.
Mr. Abraham, I know it.
I've been happy and peaceful.
But in your days, you have dealt with so many different criminal elements. We heard Mr. Jacobs, who came in after Gary Griffith, said that it's a new breed of criminal, a different kind of criminal, not the criminal that you're accustomed to dealing with years gone by. Taking that in consideration, do you believe that anything is being laid out to actually deal with this core issue when it comes to crime?
Well, you see that will bring me to the next set of confusion. It's not a different kind of criminal, it's a different kind of policing we have. Not the criminal, it's a different kind of policing we have. Look, for example, I don't know where you live, and I don't want to know on the radio or anything like that. Simple thing, you park up your vehicle on any road in Trinidad and Tobago, and you will see the police officers with all the glass up, heavily tint. Mass police vehicle with heavily tint glass. You don't know if they have 2 criminals in the vehicle. You don't know if they steal the vehicle. The officers just don't wind on the glass to have communication with nobody. You talk to a criminal on the side of the road, but that man linked with that criminal. You talk to a man who's selling drugs, that man is a drug dealer. You talk to the coconut man, he only going by the man for things. You talk to the double man. That is the concept of what people in Trinidad and Tobago. These are the people on the ground that they get information from. Look, somebody talked on a talk show recently. Oh, when I was in Central Robocop committing crime, yes, the whole that chain answer they don't know Robocop committing crime. But the crimes that Robocop committed was being investigated by anti-kidnapping squad because most of the crime he committed was kidnapping. However, I go into work that morning with our mad police vehicle and they rob a cigarette truck, with cigarette, value millions of dollars, something up on that. And I bounce up the truck on the road on the flyover. And when I look in the back, I see Robocop following the truck with our vehicle. I blocked the road. They went down to the road and I blocked that road. They couldn't come out until back up some police they arrest them. I locked them up. They talk about Sharon. Yes, I used to talk to Sharon on the side of the road. I never went to have no socialized time with Sharon. When the mayor in Shawana goes into Ramacha, he called me to the Abraham. The villagers complaining that this man blocking the recreation ground and wherever. I sent police up there to give him ticket after ticket after ticket until they move all the vehicles. So people are going to sit down and criticize it and say this man corrupt, and that is the whole issue of people in Trinidad because they took political bias. And if for reality in this country, people really want to speak the truth, they will say, boy, listen to me that way. This crime really out and you know people said to go to the beach now. Long ago, you see Easter coming up, you had about 95 shares by the Blue River Caroni, where people coming with their family and camping out for that whole weekend. People going on the beach, man, they know all about and camping out. You hardly see that. Oh, people are afraid to go in the bank to collect at least $20.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
You're right about that, Mr. Abraham.
I am telling you, Mr. Man, let me tell you something. Caroni had more models last year, probably than Enterprise and Laban. Caroni, a peaceful, quiet community. Why? The criminals coming in and going out as they want.
Yeah. Mr. Abraham, I want to put a pin in here and pick this up next week, if possible, with you, please, because there are other things that I want to raise, and I'm getting some feedback from people on the outside. They would love you to answer these questions. So please, if we can make a commitment for next Wednesday, same time, please.
I have no problem answering no question from nobody.
Thank you so much.
I have nothing to hide. I work 40 years. When I left the job, I got a commendation from the commissioner of police stating that this man served and he served well. So the people on the outside who want to say X and Y and Z, they feel free to say, you build a house as a police, you're corrupt.
Yeah.
You buy a car for your child, you take bribes. Anything you do as a police and traders and people don't like it,
there's always a light. Thank you. All right, Mr. Abraham, so next Wednesday, please go. Thank you so much again. Very enlightening. Best of luck to you, and we'll be picking this up next week, Wednesday, same time. Thank you so much.
You have a pleasant day, and one thing I want to tell you is to keep your eyes open and be safe wherever you go.
Thank you so much. Good advice. Take care.
Yeah.